want to buy a house, I urge you to book an appointment with a mortgage advisor today. Not the day you want to buy the house, right now. Everyone, welcome to Afro Girl Diaries. My name is Belinda. If it's your first time here, make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Today I am introducing a brand new series, one that I am really excited to share the news with you. I bought a house! So as part of this celebration, I wanted to share my journey with you all. I actually bought this quite a few months back, but because it's a new build, it's taken a bit of time for the house to actually be completed, and I believe in not jinxing anything, so I wanted to share the news with you once I had the keys in my hand. So if you're seeing this, it means that I have received the keys, all went well, and I am happy to share my journey with you all. Right now as I film this, it's actually March, to be specific. It is March 14th, so clearly these are the archives, because I'm sure by the time you see this it's probably June, July. But yeah, I have been wanting to share this news with you all. I have been adulting for real, and I'm sure now, you know, buying a house is not easy, right? So clearly on the levels of adulting I have reached the ultimate level. But yeah, today's video is a first of many to come. I wanted to just share with you a few things that I did to prepare myself to buy a house, to basically position myself for success when it comes to purchasing a house. Because the journey doesn't start with just deciding I want to buy a house. There's a lot of preparation that goes into it, and I just wanted to highlight 5 key things that I definitely did before buying a house, and it definitely helped me increase my affordability, increase my chances of getting a mortgage approved, and, you know, jumpstart the journey. So I have my notebook with me because I've been noting the points along the way, and yeah, I'll start with this, and there's a lot more to come. In fact, I'm very open. I know it's March right now, but by the time you see this video, I'm very open to add more videos to this series. So if there's certain things I haven't covered and you'd like me to cover them, you know, just drop a comment in the comment section and I'll get around to it. So first thing that you should definitely do if you're preparing to buy a house is not to take out any new financial agreements. Please do not. For a period of at least 6 months, you need to literally not get into any new agreements. And they're not just credit cards. Credit cards is one thing that you definitely should not take out right before trying to apply for a mortgage or anything to do with house buying. But also things like broadband. So I'm based in the UK, and of course all this information is based on how things work in the UK. But even taking something as simple as broadband, where you're going to be paying it, I don't think there's any other broadband that you can't pay monthly, but normally when you take out a broadband plan, Wi-Fi plan, they will do a credit search on you just to see that are you someone who will be keeping up your bills. And anything that results in a hard search, you want to avoid for at least 6 months. Normally even a year if you can, but if 6 months is good enough. Don't not try for a mortgage just because you took out a credit card 6 months ago. So avoid anything, even changing your utility provider. So just changing your, not water, because the water we don't usually have many options, but changing your electricity supplier, and you're going to go on not the pay-as-you-go. So if you do pay-as-you-go, they will need to run a hard search on you. But any agreement where they count on you paying monthly and therefore have to do a search on your file to see are you credible, are you a trustworthy individual, you want to avoid that at least 6 months before you take out any mortgage. Another thing that you want to avoid, and I didn't know this, I only knew this because when I had an appointment with a mortgage advisor, they were like, girl, why did you take out cash advance on a credit card? Do not take cash advances. Any cash advances from a credit card, it implies to the lender that you are in a financial hardship, and that's why you had to do this. Now, I did this fully out of ignorance. I did not have my debit card with me and had gone to, you know, those Asian shops where they do not accept credit card for some reason. So I just went to an ATM with my credit card and took out £10, and that looked bad on my file because they do run, you know, I don't know if you have Clear Score or any of those apps where you get to see your credit score. They do not give you an in-depth like report. When you're actually having an appointment with a financial advisor, they will do an in-depth search. They won't do it on your behalf. They'll ask you to. So it's normally you have to pay to get that in-depth report, and when you do, it will show all your behavior over the past 6 years, I'm telling you, and you will see something where you're just like, I wish I knew. But now it's there, and all you need to do is to make sure you don't add on to any negative thing on your file. So if you've done it already, it's all right. There are people who will take you even with your negative stuff, but you want to reduce the negative stuff, because what that means is the more risky you look, the higher the interest rate. All right, credit card utilization. So this is something that I did struggle with, and I'm going to keep it real on this series. I did not have the best financial habits coming out of uni. I was living life too much on the edge, more than I needed to. So I did have quite a bit of credit card debt. And the truth is, when you do want to start buying a house, you want to understand your financial position. And sometimes you don't really know this until you actually put an appointment with a mortgage advisor. So what I did in the year 2020, I booked an appointment with a mortgage advisor. They told me my affordability based on all my current debt and my incoming, outgoing. They do that analysis, and they did tell me, yeah, you can afford a house of this much, but this is because of your credit card debt. However, if you do reduce your credit card debt, your affordability can jump to this specific value. So what I did is I took a whole year out before I decided now to start buying a house, which was because 2021 October is when I actually reserved my house. I actively reduced my debt. So don't just work towards saving a house deposit. You need to reduce your outgoings, because there's no need to have money in your account at deposit, and then no one's willing to give you a mortgage. How is the deposit going to be of use to you? Sometimes you might want to put some of that money you save for deposit towards reducing any debt that you have. Yeah. And credit cards just look bad to lenders. You'd rather even have a loan. For some reason, they actually value long-term debt over credit card debt. They just see credit card debt as a big red flag. And I wanted to put a caveat on that. Your credit card debt doesn't have to be zero. Mine isn't even up to now. It's not zero, but it is much lower than it was before. And it needs to be at least 25% of your full allowance. So whatever your credit card allowance is in total, not just for one card, your utilization should be under 25%. So if you have £15,000 worth of credit card allowance, you should only be using 25%, not more than that. Otherwise, it shows as though you depend on your credit cards, which is a red flag to lenders. So now I'm on point number. So I've done taking out new agreements. You need to avoid that completely. Taking cash advance, yeah. And I've also talked about credit card utilization. So I have 2 more points, because I can go on forever. There's a lot you need to do, guys. But we need to keep this video nice and sweet, short and sweet. All right, pay your overdraft. So lenders hate credit card debt and overdraft. So if you have any overdraft, even if it is short term, you want to avoid that and pay it off. So avoid overdraft. They need to see you're in a good cash, like you know how to maintain your cash flow. All right, last one for today's video. Another thing you need to do is actually get on the electoral roll. If you see me looking down, because I have my book where I was noting everything down. Get on the electoral roll. There are simple things you can do that improve your position. So the reason they want you on the electoral roll, they need to be able to trace you. They need to know where you live, prove your address. And it also just shows you're an upstanding citizen. And for some reason, that is actually looked at positively by the credit card lenders. Not credit card lenders, gosh. I've been talking credit cards a bit too much. By the lenders, they do want to see that you're an upstanding citizen. So sign up on the electoral roll, and simple things like that improve your position when it comes to buying a house. So yeah, that's it for today. If you do want to buy a house, I urge you to book an appointment with a mortgage advisor today, not the day you want to buy the house. right now. I know you were thinking of buying next year, maybe you're still saving for deposit. Book your appointment today. A lot of mortgage advisors are free. You do not need to pay anything to see them, and they will tell you your current financial position and what you need to do to get onto the property ladder. Mine advised me really well, told me what to reduce, what to work on over the next year, and here we are, homeowner. See you, bye. Make sure to subscribe.